Hi, this is TapCat. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. It's time for us to leave the scene of the crime. We have a number of analyses we could do back at Baker Street. We also could go to Scotland Yard and start interrogating the three suspects. But I think it makes more sense to go back to Baker Street first. Okay. Now, it may be, of course, that we should have gone to Scotland Yard first, but my concern was simply that I didn't want to go talk to those people, come here, do this, and then just have a couple of new questions to go back and ask those same people. So we're going to go through, analyze the dirt, analyze the blood, and analyze the metal, and then hopefully it'll be more efficient when we get to Scotland Yard. Now, let's see what needs to be done. Okay, I think my focus is not good. That looks like it.
Selenite.
Okay.
Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold.
Yes.
White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to.
Well, it looks like right here, huh?
The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Okay, that's one down.
Let us analyze this blood sample.
Okay, let's adjust our focus. Yep, looks like
This
that.
blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface.
Fortunately, I think we have some right here,
I
Holmes.
must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
A pipette. Ah. Okay. Yeah, can I put any more down? Come on.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
From the steam, right?
This is a piece of metal taken from a brazier. It appears to be silver, but I need to be sure. If it is silver, it will be possible to melt it, since silver's melting point is at around 900 degrees Celsius. Let us compare this sample with a silver penny by testing it with acid. If it changes color to match the result of a reaction with a silver coin, then it is silver.
Fair enough. I think we want this. And we'll test it on the coin. Okay.
The reaction is the same red stain. It is silver, Britannia silver quality.
Okay. I don't know if any of that is going to help me when I interrogate. I called them suspects earlier. I probably should say potential witnesses for now. It's not like we really know one of them did it. On the other hand, the three of them were locked in the same room as the murdered man, so that would kind of lead one to think that they would be suspects. And I see that I can take one of our letters, so let's check that out. From Mycroft. You've made the most terrible mistake once again. Are you quite aware of the fact that the Empire is at the brink of international conflict? How could you pass this incredibly sensitive case to those feather-brained Scotland Yard bobbies? Well, yes, they caught the criminals, but have you not read the newspapers? The great fuss that has arisen around it? They are generalizing all Mexicans. And as you may know, the Empire has arrangements with a great many varied and loyal Mexican enterprises. You should think about that. You know, ironically, that makes me more happy that I turned it over to Scotland Yard because, while I obviously would not be pleased if the newspapers were somehow vilifying every person who comes from Mexico or every business because of the actions of one company in our last case, you know, at the same time, that doesn't mean the people who murdered a number of people and stole property and everything else should get off scot-free because it might cause some political difficulties. So, yeah, that makes me more comfortable with the way we handled it. So I'm glad about that. Okay, so I was just looking here. Looks like we need to talk to someone about the silver as well as the champagne bucket. Now, of course, they don't tell me who I need to talk to. I think what I will do before we go, I do not imagine that... Oh, wait, can I take another one? Are you kidding? Oh, I guess there's one from each case that you solve. So we hadn't checked here since we were working on the first case. So, okay, well, let's see. The grotesque murder of the former Captain Peter Carey, known in private as Black Peter, has been resolved. The evidence that Scotland Yard received from a trustworthy source was more than sufficient to conclude that the murderer of Peter Carey was Peter Cairns and one of Carey's former harpooners. I'm sorry, I think I said Peter Cairns. His name, of course, is Patrick Cairns. In fact, the dangerous criminal was caught single-handedly by brave Inspector Lestrade in a hand-to-hand fight. Patrick Cairns is now sentenced to death. Of course, yeah, we're the ones who cleaned his clock. Lestrade got knocked on his ass in record time.
What should we do next, Holmes?
All right, that's what I thought. He doesn't know anything. Watson's job is very rarely to give you answers in either this game or in Sherlock Holmes mythology in general. Let's go to Scotland Yard. Okay, we will head back here. I assume, yeah, we'll go into the evidence room first. Man, I can imagine with three... Oh, man, I'm stuck on the doorway again. This game really has an issue with that. Blinkhorn, Bentcliffe, Garrow, and Pitkin. Well, we'll start with Pitkin.
An embroidered silk handkerchief.
Okay, those do appear to be his initials, so I don't think that's like the world's
A
best
fountain
clue.
pen with solid gold trim.
Yeah, kind of same there. Let's rotate and see who... Okay.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
I would not call any of those groundbreaking clues in particular.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
Or when he rammed a toothpick through the man's eye. What is
A
this?
phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes. It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
So this guy suffers from depression. Yeah, even the thing with blood on it. I mean, I'm half kidding when I say if he killed the guy, he wipes his hand. Now, you know, that actually is a legitimate possibility. But I don't know. In the Sherlock Holmes world, I don't think you often get quite that good of a slam dunk. So I don't really see either of those clues as being too awesome either.
An ordinary pencil.
Okay. Let's see what the letter looks like here. So it's written to Mr. Blinkhorn from Pitkin. Dear sir, the interest that or is it? No, it's to both. I get it. The interests that I represent require the situation at the baths to be changed for the better. At the present time, the Frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, and yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value, and we are unable to make the Frigidarium accessible to the public. The Frigidarium is a valuable asset in the recreation of the Roman bath experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. You have this remaining time to conclude your archaeological research and to find yourself another workplace. Okay, so I take it back. This was from Pitkin. I'm seeing that here. To Blinkhorn, the archaeologist. So what he's saying is finish and get out within 2 months. And isn't it interesting that Blinkhorn may have been stalling progress on excavating the Frigidarium, and the same morning this guy gets killed, the tunnel leading into the Frigidarium is blown up. Coincidence? I think not. Now, of course, it was Bentcliffe who was killed, not Blinkhorn. I do wish those two names were not quite as similar as they are, but alas, that is not for me to decide. Come on.
An old and rather dirty coin.
Really? Is that all you took from that?
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room. An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel. An Egyptian symbol.
Okay.
It is a very old jewel.
I'm remembering the Black Peter
An Egyptian
puzzle,
symbol.
and there was an inscription, and you had to literally click on each piece of it. So I was just trying to make sure that I didn't miss anything here. Wait, if I had gotten everything...
I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
That's what I was waiting for.
A hand-drawn map.
Okay, we just took it. Because that's how we roll.
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
Indeed it may.
The last pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
There was a pencil in one of the evidence
A few strokes
things.
of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces.
Okay, I'm not really getting this. Jeez. This is hard. Is there anything down this low? Man, like there's huge sections where literally nothing is happening as I scrape the pencil across.
And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
No, I'm sure he won't. Today I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Come on, guys. If I can read it, Holmes can read it. There we go. What did he almost find?
Mr. Holmes, the coroner had... But what are you doing? Tampering with the evidence?
I prefer to make them talk. Today, I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Sir Rodney was about to make an outstanding discovery.
Wonderful.
I could retrieve only the final words. The rest of it is lost. Perhaps the autopsy will assist us in that matter.
I'm not sure that I can allow you to inspect the body now.
I am sure that you must, Constable.
Well...
Go piss off, idiot. Go talk to Lestrade if you have a problem. The right eyeball has been burst, pierced to the hilt by a curved-bladed knife. The blade cut through the orbit of the frontal bone, ripping a part of the frontal lobe and the corpus callosum, after which, completing its trajectory into the cerebellum, caused hemorrhagic lesions. Well, none of that sounds good. All of these injuries led directly to the death of the individual. Yes. It's amazing how if you destroy a big percentage of someone's brain, it often does lead directly to their death. At the upper lobe of the right lung, there's an old injury filled with an amount of mucus and ciliated debris that may correspond to a chronic infection by elements likely inhaled in a burial chamber. A decaying mummy, for example, or a dried and decomposing food product intended to accompany the deceased in their grave. The remainder of the body does not appear to have been damaged. So maybe I'm confused. Is Bentcliffe the archaeologist? I was thinking Blinkhorn was the archaeologist. But perhaps I just got the names mixed up because, as I said earlier, I do find the names similar enough. I have a hard time keeping them straight. And I'll be honest, sometimes when I'm playing a game, and especially while I'm recording, I have a hard time keeping pretty much anything straight. Okay, let's
Good day to you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, I thought I might have to talk to him to set
Please
this up.
escort this suspect for interrogation.
There you go.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. My name is Percival Blinkhorn.
All right, Percy, we're going to look you over. What was this? Wrinkles? No, focused look. He's attentive. This is apparently not noteworthy. Nor the beard. Nor anything else. All right. What's going on? Not wealthy. Okay. Fair enough. Rusty braces, shabby workwear, recent earthwork. Okay. Something about his hands, perhaps. Calluses.
What is your occupation?
I'm an archaeologist, specializing in the Roman period. I'm working on several excavation sites at present, including the baths at Strand Lane.
Can you tell me more about the baths?
Well, we're hoping to retrieve a great many interesting artifacts from the site, and to list any items of value before their eventual restoration and exhibition.
And has it been successful?
It has, thanks to Sir Rodney.
So this guy is an archaeologist. Now the only thing I need to remember or figure out is whether the victim also was.
What was your relationship with Sir Rodney?
Well, I couldn't say that he was a kind man, no. But he was talented. I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Was it your first collaboration?
I had met Sir Rodney briefly once in Egypt, and I'd shared my researches with him. Surprisingly, my work did convince him to come here. He arrived only a couple of months ago.
Surprisingly?
Well, Sir Rodney was a cold man, and so very secretive too. But I learned so much from him. I can't believe that he's dead.
Can you tell me what you saw today?
Well, we entered the steam room and we all went to sit down. The steam was particularly dense, and I didn't see anything much further after that. I just heard Mr. Garrow shouting, but we all ran for the door and bumped into each other. I was very alarmed by this point.
What did you do?
Well, the door was stuck, and with all the steam, it was quite frightening. I was barely able to see my own feet. Garrow was covered in blood.
Do you believe that Garrow killed Sir Rodney?
Oh, no. Garrow couldn't harm a fly.
How well were your researches progressing before Sir Rodney's arrival?
Rather well.
Yep.
This letter reveals that Sir Gregory was prepared to put a stop to your work.
Yes. But since Sir Rodney's arrival, he had calmed down. He allowed us to work. I'm not sure what they agreed on.
What will happen now that Sir Rodney is dead?
Well, I haven't thought about that. But if it's needed, I will fight to defend Sir Rodney's expectations.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
No, I did not.
Can you recall any recent event that would occur to you now as being a little strange?
Well, yesterday we had a small argument.
Is that all?
No. Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me. Then he advised me of quite the opposite. And rather aggressively, too.
Do you recognize this ring?
Certainly. It's the famous Aswan ring. Sir Rodney brought it back from his last campaign in Egypt.
And he kept it for himself?
Sir Rodney has had his own particular ideas of archaeology.
What can you tell me about Garrow?
But he always looks so sad, and he has been acting strangely lately. He complains about voices and visions. I will keep an eye on him because I'm worried.
So maybe he's been taking too much of the St. John's wort. Watson did say that taking too much could lead you to hallucinate. I realized as I was talking to him that what I have not done yet, I checked the evidence room, but I did not go to the morgue. One of these rooms... Yep, it's here. So, again, I don't want to examine the body and open up like one or two questions that I could have just asked these guys. Ugh, that's gruesome.
An unusual wound, inflicted by a curved knife, which resulted in instant death, as the coroner's report says. According to the coroner, there were no cardiac problems nor lung congestion. But there were traces of fungus, possibly contracted from the Egyptian tombs. The coroner observed no stomach nor liver disease, if we're to accept that Sir Rodney was an occasional drinker and 63 years of age.
Is there anything else? Oh,
Some light bruising, caused by a rope.
rope. What the hell?
The bruising is in lines. They were caused by a rope around the waist. Sir Rodney was descending somewhere.
Okay, good. Now I know I got it all. Okay, wow. That was interesting. So, I mean, it definitely seems like he was not supposed to find whatever it was he was about to find. There was somebody who did not want that. Let's just make sure.
I'm not sure that I can be helpful
Okay.
at the moment.
So there's nothing else we need to ask him. Let's talk to Garrow. Simply because on the surface, he would be the obvious
Please
suspect.
escort this suspect for interrogation.
But I think the fact that Lestrade said he did it pretty much guarantees he didn't.
A good day to you. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I am Tristram Garrow.
Well, Tristan Garrow, we're going to examine you. Check you for lice and various other issues you might have. You know, this guy actually reminds me a little bit of Samuel Tardy from Game of Thrones, if you watch that. Eye bags. Perspiration. Wait. Dirty clothes. Protective amulet. Superstitious.
What is your occupation?
I am a counsellor at the district chamber.
And what were you doing at the baths?
Well, I follow the researches. I am interested in archaeology.
You follow them.
Yes, so many things happened and we need to know. Or perhaps it's better hidden.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Garrow.
I meant nothing by that. I apologise.
What was it like to work with Sir Rodney?
It was like working with a genius. He was a hard man, but then you know this world is hard. There are always people who want to steal from you. And he trusted me, but
Are you feeling unwell?
I'm sorry. It is I remember. I feel so sorry.
Do you need anything?
I feel bad. I hear. No, nothing. I'm better now.
Oh my god. Woo.
Please try to recall what you saw today.
The room was so hot. I had to remove my glasses. I was not feeling so very well in there.
But you found the body.
I saw the knife, you know, flying through the air. I saw the blood. I tried to escape. I don't remember.
Saw the knife? What did it look like?
Everything was as if in a nightmare. It all happened so fast. The knife was shining like gold.
Oh, man.
Had Sir Rodney exhibited any recent strange behavior?
Well, he had been rather secretive these past few days. Last Thursday, for example, I saw him leave. When he returned, it was very late. He showed me some wet coins, Roman coins, and he started to laugh. This is the coin that he showed me. It is from the 3rd century.
It must be very rare.
No, I don't know. His ring! Oh, it should be destroyed.
Why do you say that?
It is a cursed ring, digging dark secrets.
Really?
It is after me now. I know it. I shouldn't have worked on it in the workshop. It's too late now. Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
Do be careful with the dosage.
I will.
I mean it. We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
Did you place the bottle of champagne in the changing room?
What? No.
Garrow appears to be rather mentally disturbed. Either that or he is a good actor.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would describe him as depressed, but he is definitely disturbed. All right, so we still need to talk to Mr. Pitkin. However, that will have to wait for our next installment because that is all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.